Hello, I am Min Kobayashi and today I'm going to be telling my experience of BookCon, and this is BookCon Day 2 and me leaving and saying goodbye and all of those really sad things. So the Sunday was really incredible. We made the mistake of not eating a lot of food on the Saturday and we were all really hungry, so we made plans with Allie and Olivia, hey Olivia Reads, and I was with Max, Kenzie, and Margaret. All channels will be below. We went out to this diner and ate, and it was really fun. And then we kind of got there like half an hour or so late, and we went and just chilled by the wall and talked and hung out. And then we went to the future of BookCon, BookTube panel. I can talk, I'm a human. And that was an experience. So that was really fun because everyone that was like a booktuber was there. And I was like, this is really cool. There's Emma Books and Kenzie. Kenzie is the master. Freaking love her. And she makes fun of me because I'm the extrovert and she's the introvert, but I get stressed out when I see people that I like because I like to think that I have like I'm good at talking to people, but when I'm nervous, let me sit down and have coffee in like a short time when I just feel like people never want to talk to me and I'm a nuisance. So I want to talk like small and not ramble on and not be like, yes, I know who you are, let me ramble on about this. Which I did so much. I just walked up to people a lot and was like, I know you, because I got social skills. Or I know your face. So I wanted to talk to Emma, but I was nervous and she was talking to other people and I just never think that I'm like important enough to go and talk to someone. So Kenzie she was my pathfinder throughout this entire weekend, and it was magical. So I got to talk to Emma, I got to take a picture with her, and that was really cool, and then she continued to talk to me after the picture, which made me really happy. And I also met Jessie and a few other people. After the thing, I met Ariel Bassett, which made me really happy, and I missed seeing The Story Ain't Over because I had to pick between the two of them. And I was like, she's less big, so I'll see her again. I never saw her again when I saw Ariel, so mixed feelings about that. But me and Ariel got to talk about, I was like, you're so smart and wonderful, and we talked about the Waterloo areas, so that was fun. And I got to meet a bunch of really fun people during this time. Oh, I've also forgot to mention, because I can't remember where we ran into each other, but Liz from The Other Colon, The Other Cullen, and she's incredible. No clue who she was before this weekend, but I met her and befriended her and we hung out for pretty much the all time. Like, we were pretty inseparable for the rest of the time. Really cool and great sense of style. Traveled in Europe. Sophisticated. Wears hats. Did I already say that? Published short stories. Really, she is really underhyped. You should know who she is. And yeah, I also just got to talk to a bunch of really lovely people, and during that time, I'm going to do a book haul later on, but there's just a table of things that people didn't want. So first of all, Deadly Class. What? Who doesn't want that? And then I freaking freaked out, and that's because I got Supernova Sampler, because someone just left that around. I've already read it, it's incredible. I need more than 75 pages. I also can't, for some reason, figure out where the heck I put my Rebel one, but Rebel was also sitting there, and it's signed by Marie Lou, and I didn't get to meet them, but I got to see that, and that made me really happy. And after that, the future BookCon was amazing. Christina Marie is such an incredible person. I knew who she was, but again, that was one of the people that I recognized but didn't put the face to the name. The whole time I was like, she is so beautiful, her style, everything about her is wonderful. Wow, I just want to stare at her. Her and Chloe and like every single other person, I think that people look really beautiful because we love them, and that is something that is just amazing. But that panel was just really emotional. I was sitting right behind Average Joe Reads, and he was just bawling, and I was like, I hear you, brother, I hear you, like, I understand why you're bawling. And they were talking, especially, Spencer said this, about like when you have a key, other people give you a key and then you can use that key to open up doors for other people. And that really hit me, and it was a lot of discussion about representation and diversity in the community and voices, and I loved it. I'm a huge advocate for those things, and I just loved the conversation that was happening, and it was really cool to have everyone there and to see that we're a community conjoining, because it was the first time that the whole community was kind of really there, and it was for a thing about diversity, and that made me so happy. And then we had the booktube picture, which we had one in the day before, which I know there was drama around. I'm just gonna avoid that topic because I think it's unnecessary. I think most drama is unnecessary. Yeah. But we took a picture and that was fun. I thought it was lovely. I got to talk to a bunch more people again and reconnect with some people that I'd only seen in passing. And it was just absolutely lovely. And then I went to a thing with Marie Lu, Marissa Meyer, and N.K. Jemisin, as well as another author whose books actually sounds cool. His last name's Hill. And they talked a lot about world building, and it was amazing and wonderful, and I wanted to talk to them afterwards. I didn't get to talk to them, but they are two of my favorite authors. I actually haven't read N.K. Jemisin other than part of her When Will It Be Black Future Month. But I just absolutely enjoyed talking about and listening to them talk about it. And that was amazing. And then afterwards there was a booktube meetup, or there was the big booktube panel, and that had a bunch of people, and that was cool to listen to. I also really liked Emma Books talked about like the weird thing it has to do with being a counselor as well as being a booktuber and the things around that, and I was like, girl, I understand so much. And that really hit me, because I was like, yeah, I want to also go into counseling. I need to be aware of things that I'm putting out on the internet, but as I just share my personal struggles on the internet, I'm not a hypocrite. But it was really cool to just see, I clicked on a video, the things, and afterwards we had a booktube meetup, and we were going to come together, and this was the most uncomfortable time for me, and I think a lot of other people, because we came in and Olivia had said that like last year you just kind of mill around, and we were like, oh, there's tables, this is weird, okay, whatever, we're sitting down, and then they just brought out all the big booktubers, and we're like, talk to them, and we're like, because at this point I talked to all the big booktubers that I kind of wanted to, and all of the people I really admired, like most of them I actually had a meaningful conversation with, and it meant something to me. And I'm not very good, I don't like short snippets. I want to take coffee. That's the same thing with the authors. I wanted to meet so many authors. But the thing is, I also didn't want to meet them. Like, I want to meet them, but not in a line. Like, I know that's like, it sounds selfish, but like, I want to talk about like their themes and their thematics and stuff like that. And the same thing with, like, I would love to talk to so many of my fellow booktubers about like themes and about life and about philosophy, and because that's the kind of person, I'm not good at small talk. I've never been good at small talk. And I kind of cling to people sometimes because I'm like, okay, we can talk about these things. But I know I'm not going to have those meaningful things. The thing that, the two booktubers that like I would have loved to talk to that I didn't have in-depth conversations with, just in passing, were Emma from Emma Books and Hannah from The Clockwork Reader, because both of them being very open about their struggles with anorexia, which is something that is a very personal struggle for me as well, and I really identify with their struggles, and having their voices say those things matter a lot to me. But I feel like I wouldn't be able to actually have that conversation in like a meaningful way while waiting in a line to see them. So I was like, cool, whatever. And during that time I just went around, I stole Justin's hat, which was fun, and I was just talking to people, and there was this one girl, and I was like, her face seems really familiar, which you're allowed to do at book events. You're allowed to go up to people and be like, your face seems familiar. And yeah, this was embarrassing because it was Jordan Harvey, and I definitely know who she is. She's Canadian, and she's like large to me. Like, I think that when I got 500 subscribers, I was like, cool, I made it. Like, I'm okay if I never grow again, because that's big to me. So like, or at least like medium sized. Anyone who has over 1,000 subscribers, I'm like, wow, you're incredible. She's like 25 or so thousand subscribers, so humongous to me. But absolutely adore it. She's very analytical, discussion based, and just my cup of tea. And then when I started talking to her, she said her name was Jordan, and I was like, is it the Jordan I'm thinking about? And then in my great things, I was like, well, maybe if I ask her, like, if she makes kind of ranty videos, which she does, because I was like, that's better than misunderstanding that than actually totally, because then I could think she was someone else. This is my justification. And she was like, kind of embarrassed and was like, yeah, not great. And I was like, okay, so you're Jordan Harvey. And she was like, yeah. And then I went on a rant the rest of the time. And I kept on talking to her for like the next like 2 hours or so. Like we went into her Jay, just started talking, just saying everything that I knew about her, like where she went to school, what she did, what her, like, in my mind, like, was just like, I need to prove to Jordan Harvey that I actually know who she is. Which I don't know, not knowing who she was or ranting about everything I know about her is more embarrassing. But I did that, so yeah, good to me. She did come up and give me a hug before she left, so she mustn't have thought that I was somewhat tolerable and that we began to forge a friendship, which is amazing. And I also got to have so many people like Alyssa J and so many other people I connected with, and I was like, you're Canadian, wow, we need to do a booktube meetup. So if you're Canadian, message me, find me. And yeah, then we went back up. The big booktubers are still getting lines up to talk to people, and we're starting to say goodbye to people, and it's sad, and I got to take a picture with Kate, and it was just really amazing. And then Sophie from the Book Nook gave me this, which was incredible. Ooh, this matches. This is aesthetic. And it had a bunch of things. Again, huge Marissa Meyer fan. It was so full of food and stuff, and I'm not allowed to have sugar or wheat or all of these things. So Kenzie, who was really hungry, ate it all, and I was like, eat this, and eat this. And then like, well, like Andrew from Middle Shelf was also just walking around giving people chocolate too, which was wonderful, which I ate even though I shouldn't have. But it was just magical and wonderful, and I got to talk to so many people. And Sunday just felt way more chill. And then at the end, it was a really cool experience. So I really want to talk about this because it really endeared myself to him. And that was because before the other big booktubers stopped, Jesse, the reader, his line ended. And like Eddie, introvert, he's just like, now this is awkward, all my friends are talking, and what shall I do? And I'm standing in this big open space with no one to talk to. Just gonna talk to walking by, and then I started to talk to him, and he just joined our conversation and talked to us for like 10 minutes or so. And we're like all of these small booktubers. Like, he has no idea who we are. There's like other bigger booktubers like farther past us. But now he just comes back and chills with us and talks, and I kind of felt like I robbed experience from people because I know so many people waited in lines to talk to him and probably didn't have the opportunity. And like, I love his videos, but I don't because I normally don't watch bigger booktubers because I don't even think that it's worth commenting because I'm like, they'll never care who I am. And like, I do it for interactiveness, but I think that this kind of changed while talking to a lot of the big booktubers talked to me for longer than they needed to. And that made me feel special, I guess. And just because I know that I often feel like I'm taking up too much space or time from people. And that was a really cool experience for me. And then he went back and talked to the others to kind of arrange what they were doing. And then he came back and hugged me and like hugged the other like 3 of us that were there. And I just was like, wow, that was really genuine and I really loved it. So yeah, I went up subscribed to him and was like, I feel like if I actually comment, you might know who I am now, and that makes me special. Not that I need him to have a special, it's just, it's nice for people to feel like they care about you and not what you can do to them, or like if you're at their level or like anything like that. And I felt that the big booktubers did a really good job of doing that. Every booktuber really did a good job with them. Like, I was wonderstruck like by everyone, whether it was like Jessie from Bowtime or Books to You're a Book Nerd, Zoe to Thoughts on Tomes, Sam, like all of them, where I was like, I don't care if you have like a couple like 1,000 subscribers more than me, or you have like 300,000 more subscribers than me. I'm wonderstruck by like, because you don't know who I am, and you're gonna be like, hey, wow, let's talk and hang out, and I'm gonna come back and hug you. Which people did. Like Jordan did that too, Jessie did that, the other Jessie did that, and I was like, I feel seen, and that felt really good for me. And then yeah, we went out for Chinese for like the 5th time and just talked and hung out and cuddled, and I was exhausted, and I was like, this is amazing. And it was a really good wrap, and I got to hang out and sing scream lyrics all the way home, and I feel like I've been glowing for days since. It's been a kind of really rough time in my life lately, and I really needed something good to happen, and this experience felt really good, and it was amazing to have that happen. So thank you for everyone who was a part of it. I know I didn't mention nearly everyone that I talked to, but thank you so much, and I would recommend come to BookCon. I'm really hoping that I can come to BookCon 2020. That will be a priority. I really want to organize something with Canada because I know that a lot of Canadian booktubers couldn't afford or can't manage or whatever, and I know that Canada is massive, but here in Ontario I would love to organize something. So if you're Canadian or live in like New York, Michigan, areas that you're willing to drive to, like the Toronto area, message me. And happy reading and writing, and I look forward to seeing you in my next video. Goodbye.